Good morning. This is Ron Brown. It's Saturday morning, January 28th, 2023. I'm not going to do a regular market report today because that is hashed over by so many people. I'm going to show you some techniques that I use. I'm going to look back in HGSI and find where these emerging winners came from. So let's go ahead and do this. Standard risk disclaimer, I've read this every time, but any stocks, index, or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you're not using HGSI, you should be because it's extremely powerful, as you're going to see. Just go to highgrowthstock.com and get a trial of the software. The stocks that I'm going to use in this video are in SmartGroups. And if we go into Woodward and Brown, you're going to see a group here called the Best of Woodward and Brown. Now what this group consists of are stocks that have appeared most often in all of these groups under Woodward and Brown. We've used these smart groups for years. They still work, and some of the best groups are stocks and groups moving to the upside and downside. Of course, Best of Woodward and Brown. I use the consistent earnings growth, or box stocks. These are stocks that show some sort of consistent earnings over different time periods, and then the leaders raw relative strength is another one. These are high relative strength stocks. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this group right here, the Best of Woodward and Brown, and I'm going to put it in a filter, and then we're going to go back in time and see where these stocks started appearing in my files. By the way, if you're a member of the Insider Club, all these files are available to you. I keep them updated daily. And anyway, let's go ahead and get started. You'll see what I'm up to. This is today's list, or Friday's list, of the Best of Woodward and Brown. And I keep these in my non-index files down here. This is updated daily for Insider Club members. And you can see the group is right here, the Best of Woodward and Brown. You can see that I have a little over a year's worth of these groups. So let's just use today's list, and I'll click through to the warehouse, and I want to go up to my scorecard view, and you can see what these look like. Some of these are not high relative strength. There's Airbnb, which has an RS rank of only 25, but the rest of them are in the green, and you can see what industries they belong to. A couple of e-commerce, internet-based services, semiconductors, trucking, and so on. This is the index itself. That's why this is blank. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my file menu, and I'm going to save the list as, and it's the Best of Woodward and Brown from January 27th. I'll save that in my download folder. Then I'm going to go to my filters, and what I will do is type the word symbol in here, and I'll just use this. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to clear the filter. And then I'm going to load that list, which I just put in my downloads folder, and it's these 10 stocks. You can see if the symbol equals cat or any of these other symbols, and that's the symbol list that I'm going to be using. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is go into the designer. And this is the active symbol list, as you can see. just close that, and I'm going to run it using the group inclusion report, and I'm going to use the applied filter of the symbols list. And then I'm going to click on OK, and you can see nothing came up because I didn't select any groups. So let's do it again. Now I'm going to go in and look at my historical groups under the non-index groups. And I want to go down to, or I should say up to, stocks and groups up, and I'm going to select January, December, November, October. 4 months should be enough. And the best of Woodward and Brown, I'll do the same thing. 3, 4. And then the top 50 raw combo. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I didn't want that one. Click that one, and then VPA flags. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top 50 group inclusion report. 4 of those. And I'm going to do market leaders now. The market leaders, I just have dates on these, but they'll stand out. So I'm using the applied filter, and I'm going to run this. Now I can make a group from this if I want to, and let's just do, the top 10's plenty. And you don't have to make the group. I'll just put it in my user groups and call this top 10 WB, or best of WB. So there's 10 securities. That's all I'm going to look at. Actually, I'm going to make it 20 securities. I'm not going to look at all these, but I just want to show you that if I run this group, and what is the stock that appears most often? It's Caterpillar. And let's just look down here. You can see that clear back in October 10th, and it probably started before that, it was appearing in the stocks and groups moving to the upside. So let's just take a look at CAT, bring up a chart, and I'll close this, and I said October 10th, I believe. Put a crosshair on here, October 10th. And if you look down here, well, let's see, I can bring this up, I think. Put this over here. This is October, right there, October 10th. It was appearing in the stocks and groups moving up. This, what is this date here? That's back in September. It may have appeared there, but that's all right. You'll get the idea. So on the 10th of October, it was appearing in the stocks and groups moving up, also on the 11th. And then it didn't reappear until the 21st. Okay, here's the 11th. And then there's the 25th. There's the 21st right there. You can see a big move up on that day. It was in consolidation, but when it started to move again, it appeared in stocks and groups moving to the upside. Now let's go down the list. And on 10/27, it appeared in best of Woodward and Brown. That means that it was in that elite group of 10 stocks, and that's clear back on October 27th, which is right here after this gap up. And it could have been an exhaustion gap, but no, it was just the beginning. It moved up, moved sideways there, consolidated, and then broke out. What was the price on this day? And the price was closed as 212, and we're up at 264 right now. So it made a big move after that. Let's keep moving down the list. It became a high relative strength stock not until December 19th. So December 19th is right here. Started appearing in the top 100. So you can see the best place on this stock to look for these is obviously in the stocks and groups moving up. Now let's look at the all VPA signals on 10.3, 10.4, and 10.5. Okay, there's 10.3, effort to rise, 10.4, effort to rise, and 10.5 there was a negative VPA flag as it started to consolidate. But this is just all VPA signals. I don't. I just put them in a folder and then I come and look at the chart, see what the signals were. What's this date right here? That is the 12th, and you can see there's a VPA flag there also. Okay, now when did this start appearing in the top 50 group inclusion report? On 11/4. Where's 11/4? It's right here. So after the gap up, it started appearing in the top 50. What was the close that day? It was 227, so it's moved well beyond that after a consolidation period. Now I should probably, let me switch charts here. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to show you what the group is doing during this time period. You can see the group was moving up, and then during this consolidation period, it was flat, and then it started moving up again slowly. And let's go down to the next one. Now these are market leaders. I said that I really haven't labeled these. I just put the date in every day, and that was on 11/21, which is here. And then that's going through the consolidation period. But they have to be within 5% of their high, 52-week high, to make this group. So anyway, that's one stock. Let's look at another one. I'm not going to go through all these, but I just want to show you where the best place to start looking for these is generally the stocks and groups moving to the upside, but also after they make a move up into a best of Woodward and Brown or leaders, or, well, the VPA signals doesn't really tell us much about strength or direction, but the top 50, it made the top 50 back on 11/10. So let's just look at PDD. I'll probably do about 3 of these and call it good. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, PDD, stocks and groups moving up 10.4. Okay, here's 10.4, and then you can see it fell off. When did it appear again? 10.18. And it looked like it might go, but it didn't. And then when did it appear? 10.21. There you can see that bullish candle on 10.21. But also notice, look at the moving averages and look down here. It only spiked above the 3, above the 6 on this day. This was all in a downtrend. So I like to use the 3-6 crossovers to make sure that it's moving up. Now this would have been a fake out, but if you were looking to buy above the high of this day, you wouldn't have, because it gapped down the next day. Where did it turn positive? Right here. And let's go back here and what's this date? This is the 28th. So I want to look for all VPA signals. Right here is an all VPA signal on the 28th, but there are other VPA signals before that. Also, you can see a pocket pivot here. Volume pocket pivot to the upside. Here's one on a down day, but more volume pocket pivots. That's what these blue lines represent. What's the group doing too? This is why I wanted to bring the group chart in here so you could see that this stock was pretty much moving along with the group. It was going down, the group's going down. Going down, this one started to go up, started emerging, and then the group turned up here. It didn't really do much, so this stock is outpacing the group all along. Let's go down here. started making the top 50 on November 10th. Or no, I'm sorry. Yes, November 10th. So it started making the top 50, and what was the price then? The close was 64, and where are we now? It's clear up at $106. So started making the top 50, had a nice move up here, and then it, what is this time period right here? It's in December. So early in December, and then you can see that it disappeared from the top 50 after 12/14 and didn't appear again until the 3rd of January, which is here. It appeared on this day, and it was just coming out of a correction with the 3. The next day is when the 3 crossed above the 6, and you can see that on the histogram. And then where did it make the market leaders? Not till 12:05. So, you know, that's a little, okay, where's 12:05? Right here. And then it kind of stalled. So the best place, obviously, to look for these stocks is in stocks and groups moving up, and then as they move up, they'll start appearing in these other groups. But clear back on 1110, this appeared in Best of Woodward and Brown. Let's look at 1110 again. So remember, to appear in Best of Woodward and Brown, it has to be firing the most smart groups. And then it takes the top 10 that are firing these groups. Let's look at one more, and then I want to do one more thing. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Let's look at URI. And it started appearing in stocks and groups moving up clear back on 1003, which would be right here. You can see this is always the first group where these stocks appear. That's where you should be doing your prospecting. And then it had 1003, 1004, 1006, 1017, and so on. VPA signals 1013. Right here. And that was high volume up bar, indicates strength. Didn't do much from there. What's the group doing? It's kind of going sideways, and then the group starts moving up along with the stock. Okay, top 50, it appeared on 1110. Right here. And then it went into consolidation, basing mode, and then started moving up again. This is an expensive stock. And then where did it emerge as a market leader on 1123? Which is right here, and then once again it went into consolidation. So when they appear as market leaders, it's a little bit late, or they have to generally go through a consolidation period before they move higher. And you get the idea. You can do this yourself, but I want to do one more thing. I want to go back to the designer, click on this, and I'm going to go down to my user SmartGroups today, and I'm going to go to box stocks, and I want to select all box stocks. And I'm just going to run this quickly. I want to see how many of these top 20 stocks are box stocks. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many did I only do? 10? Maybe I only did 10. Anyway, every one of them are box stocks except 1. So that shows you that you should be looking at box stocks also. Now, if you don't know what a box stock is, it's all explained in the help file. Stocks with consistent earnings growth. And that's it for today. I just want to do something different. Everybody talks about what the market's doing and so on, but what I'm trying to do is give you insight into where you find these stocks. And obviously, the best place to begin looking, and Gil Morales does this every day. This is his favorite scan. Stocks and groups moving to the upside. It generates... I don't mean generates. Right here. I have two groups, stocks and groups moving to the upside, and stocks and groups moving to upside $1 and $15. Now, if you go into my files, I'm going to all securities. If you click on this, and there is a folder here, stocks and groups moving up and down. If you click on this, if you sort on the raw combo, what it does, that sorts on the stocks based upon the industry percentage price change. You can see that on the combo rank. So automobiles were on top, trucking, automotive retailers, and so on. But it's all right here. And then, of course, you can look at the spectrum analyzer and see which were the dominant groups. And obviously, it's going to be semiconductors, which have been really driving this market. Thanks for listening. Have a good weekend, and I'll try to do more of these that give us more insight where these come from. But start with this group, these groups right here, these stocks and groups moving to the upside, and you can look right here for the VPA signals. You can see how old these signals are as far as the 3 crossing the 6. That's this column right here. Days since the 3 crossed the 6. And this is the days since the volume point of control 1010 crossover. And this information right here is based upon Wyckoff principles. And you can see that high volume, widespread, and very high close, which means a stock is in demand. I'll just bring that up. And you can see that if I click right here, that same information is here, and you can also see the groups going up. So if you just concentrate on this group or these groups, if you like to play the less expensive stocks, 1 to 15, they're right here. And there's plenty of opportunities here. Just use this view to get a feel for what these stocks are generating. Here's one I've never heard of, Real. Let's take a look at it. It's a cheap stock, but it meets the criteria. Here's all the information right here for the Wyckoff indicators. And you can see that there is an effort to rise. Tells you where the industry, what the industry in the sector is. Thanks again for listening.